guys, welcome back to D-Tech. Tonight we will be working on this guy here. It is I think it's a 12 or 13 Cayenne, Porsche Cayenne. And we will be doing something that I've not done yet up to this point. The customer brought it, asked me if I can generate or make a key, basically add a key to his existing one key that he has already. So apparently looking into what's involved, again, this is an EEPROM style work. Actually not EEPROM, it's a MCU processor. But nonetheless, we still have to gain access to what has the immobilizer information, whatever module that is, open it up, do some board work to retrieve key information, key data information, and that is the way to generate a key. In a way, it's a little bit similar to some of the BMWs I've done, where again, you pull out the EMO, read the key data, generate a key from the EEPROM file, make a key, and so on and so forth. So, guess I'm kind of just going to bring you guys along. Again, my first attempt at one of these, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so for starters, the OEM Info is installed on this module. Not sure if it's actual BCM, but it's tucked away underneath there. Some big connectors under there. There you go. It's a little bit of a pain to get to, but this is where the info is stored. So that's the processor that's going to hold the info that we will need to read, and you have to identify the type. And this one, that second line there, it's a 2M25J, so that's what we will need to identify. Okay, so clearly we have the BCM here, like I explained and showed. This is the guy that we're going to be messing with. And particularly, like I said, that 2M25J is what we are interested in. So, just to show you, quick path. There. Immobilizer, obviously Porsche. And then you come to this screen. This is where you use that number, that 2M25J. Now, there's different, ones to choose from. Obviously, look for your chipset, but you see we give out two of them. One says backup, one says unlock. You want to use the backup. If you see that R and W, so that's read and write. We're going to just read and back up the information. This is to read it, perform a unlock procedure, and write. Now, for now, this is where we are going. The flash, and then this is where the instructions are at. There's two different options depending on the crystal that you've got. We clearly have this metal one. So we pick that and make our connections. Okay, so we got a couple of components removed. And then the last step is to basically, this strip pad there, is to cut them, have it not connect from side to side. And I simply just took a razor and just kept cutting in the middle. And so with the meter, if we touch the two leads together, that's continuity. So if we go from on the pad side to side, no noise. That means it looks like I've cut all the way through. So I would say that's good enough for splitting that. And then after all that, now we can connect the wires to read the computer chip. So we last left off, you saw that the programmer failed to read. It took quite a few attempts, about 10 times, to get a good read. After that, went over to create a key off the file that it read. This is the info it pulls up, and I'll put a screenshot of the reading of the key info prior to this. And I'll try to identify a locked key in this key file. And so this locked key to the BCM is key 2. So that helps verify that the info that was pulled from the for the file is correct, being that it matches that key. So from here, we'll just put the key in the programmer, and then we'll hit make key. Okay, guys, so as you could clearly see, we were having trouble writing the EEPROM or generating this key from the EEPROM data or the via the key dump that's there. Kept trying to install all different positions. It just wouldn't recognize the key enough to write it. We spent all day just trying. No luck. A bunch of tries, attempts, nothing. I even went as far as researching, which I didn't know at this point, how to move files from here onto a USB and then transfer them over to a PC or whatever else. So, because I wanted to try the Autel programmer to see if that could generate the key any better or different. But unfortunately, another thing that I learned, that the PC software is not able to generate keys. So it's one thing to keep in mind if you're wanting to just buy this and use the PC program. It does EEPROMs and everything else, I think, the same. For some reason, it cannot generate keys. It can only read the lock status and chip type. So with that, again, I kept trying today, different day, restart tool, everything, blah, blah, and still not able to write. Now, if you remember, we were doing either through key, write key through dump, or during the whole programmer portion. When you back out, there's a portion there to write key from the dump or the EEPROM. That's where we were. Today, I decided to try to go into EMO. And I'll show you guys so that you hopefully don't have to deal with this crap of million attempts via the key dump. So, go to EMO, pick your car. I went to expert mode, and then key learning, new Porsche, load the EEPROM data. So again, the steps start to seem sort of similar, but this is where the difference is. So you hit load EEPROM. You have to pick the chipset that you have for your BCM, and if you remember, mine was a 2M25J, so you pick that. We'll hit OK. Then you find your file, and from this it brings up this information that it pulls from the EEPROM file. And one of the things I remember reading about or whatever was to, I think, a better way or a different way or whatever is to generate keys or do work like that is you need a CS code. So it decrypts the EEPROM. It brings up this CS code with the VIN, the number of keys, which we know from the seen previously in that key data from the key dump, because we kept trying to make key in position 4. So this is all correct. So you hit OK. Now it brings you back to this. So that means that EEPROM data is basically now loaded up and ready to be used. So then you go to, not there, you go to make dealer key. This is for on vehicle. That's going to be the next step. So you go make dealer key. It warns you to pick the right chipset, whatnot. And then simply I hit yes. I won't do it now, but and this, you have to have the program connected, because we're still doing the same thing. Having the key inserted here, you hit yes, and then it went through, a few seconds of idle, and then boom, it said key, generate successful or whatever, on the first try. So I'll put a picture of that here, quick. And so then I was shocked and surprised. So then let's back out, and just to verify if it had actually written or generated a key, we back out one more time. We go to the programmer again to, let me install this. So we are going to read if the key is locked or not. So again, we go to key read, right? Auto detection. And now it starts to read the key. And look now. It now has changed to a lock status. So that means that this going from unlocked to locked, that when it told me the message of a key generated properly or successful, whatever, I would assume that it did end up writing whatever, everything we were trying to do via the other way. All on the first try and attempt. So that's part of what I wanted to show you guys. Go that route. Don't waste your time via the key dump. This will get it done. Now I'm assuming, since it didn't ask position or this is that it kind of just lines it up in the next open position, which is position 4, so on and so forth. So from here on out, let's go to the vehicle and finish the last processes, which is learning the key to the car. Okay, so you saw those messages backed out of that screen, and I've got both keys here. Let's go ahead. This is the original key, obviously. So remote still works, and all right, starts up the car just fine. So it learned this one because it has to learn the original one and the new one all again. So here's the new one. There you go. And starts the car. So there you go. Successfully learned the key, made a key, learned the key for this Porsche Cayenne.